Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtike. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 10. Bhagavatam is the answer of all questions. And text number 7. Abhasasya nirodhasya yato astyadhyavasiyat sa ashrayaha param brahma paramatmeti shabdyate. Abhasasya nirodhasya yato astyadhyavasiyata sa ashrayaha param brahma paramatmeti shabdate. Abhasasya nirodhasya yato astyadhyavasiyata sa ashrayaha param brahma paramatmeti shabdyate. Abhasasya, the cosmic manifestation. Cha, and nirodha, and it is winding up. Cha, also. Yataha, from the source. Asti, is. Adhyavasiyate, become manifested. Saha, he. Ashrayaha, reservoir. Param, the supreme. Brahma, being. Paramatma, the super soul. Iti, thus. Shabdyate, call. Translation and purport by His Loving Divine Grace of HG Govindabhakta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme One, who is celebrated as the Supreme Being or the Supreme Soul, is the Supreme Source of the cosmic manifestation, as well as its reservoir and windiger. Thus, he is the Supreme Fountainhead, the Absolute Truth. Synonyms for the Supreme Source of all energies, as explained in the very beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, are Janmadhyasya yataha vadanti tattva tattvavidas tattvam yatnyanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Called Parabrahma Paramatma or Bhagavan. The word iti used here in this verse completes the synonyms and thus indicates Bhagavan. This will be this will be further explained in the latter verses, but Bhagavan ultimately means Lord Krishna, because the Srimad Bhagavatam has already accepted the Supreme Personality of a Godhead as a Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam. The original source of all energies, or the Samam Bonam, is the Absolute Truth, which is called Param Brahma, etc. And Bhagavan is the last word of the Absolute Truth. But even with the symptoms of Bhagavan, such as Narayana, Vishnu and Purusha, the last word is Krishna, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate, etc. Besides that, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the representation of the Krishna as a sound incarnation. Krishne swadhamopagate dharmajnanat vihi saha kalau nashtadrisham yeshaha purranarko adhunoditaha. Thus, by general conclusion, Lord Krishna is the ultimate source of all energies. And the word Krishna means that, and to explain Krishna or the science of Krishna, the Srimad Bhagavatam has been prepared. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this truth is indicated in the questions and answers by Sutta Goswami and great sages like Shaunaka. And in the first and second chapter of canto, this is explained. In the third chapter, this subject is more explicit, and in the fourth chapter, even more explicit. In the second canto, the absolute truth as a personality of a Godhead is further emphasized. And the indication is the Supreme Lord Krishna. The summary of Srimad Bhagavatam in 4 verses, as we have already discussed, is succinct. This Supreme Personality of a Godhead is the ultimate issue, is confirmed by the Brahma in the Brahma Samhita as Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. So it is concluded in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The complete subject matter is elaborately explained in the 10th and 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the matter of changes of the Manus and Manvantaras, such as Swayambhuva Manu and Chakshusha Manvantara, as they are discussed in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is indicated. In the 8th canto, the Vaivasvata Manvantara explains the same subject indirectly. And in the 9th canto, the same purport is there. In the 12th canto, the same is further explained, specifically regarding the different incarnations of the Lord. Thus, it is concluded by studying the complete Srimad Bhagavatam that Lord Sri Krishna is the ultimate Samam Bonam, or the ultimate source of all energy. And according to the grades of worshippers, the indications of the nomenclature may be differently explained as Narayana, Brahma, Paramatma, etc. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णवृष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवा पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे अभासश्च निरोधश्च यतोऽस्त्यध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परम ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते. So in this verse, who is Ashraya, the ultimate shelter, as explained. It said, Abhasasya Nirodhasya. The whole cosmic manifestation where it gets wind up and which is the source of everything, that is known as a Ashraya or Samambonam, fountainhead. And who is that? The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam itself has a declare about the who is the source of everything. Janmadyasya yataha. And who is that? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. The source of everything is that who is pervaded in each and everything and everywhere. Sarvatra Vasati iti Vasudeva. Who is pervaded or who is residing in each and every atom and molecule. That is Vasudeva. And he is the source of everything. Even Brahmaji also has confirmed in Brahma Samhita that Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarva Karanakara. Ishvara Parama Krishna. The ultimate controller is Krishna. And he has his own form, Satchid Ananda Vigraha. And his form is like eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Anadir Adir. Nobody is his source, but he is source of everything. And as Krishna himself has confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, in 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarva pravartate. I am the source of everything and everything emanates from me. I am the controller, Vayadhyakshen. I am the director. Everything runs, everything activated, everything follow the codes of conducts as in my direction. And that same absolute truth is revealed in different aspects. Vadanti tattvas tattvavidam tattva. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabda. Vadanti tattvas. All the tattvavid means the people who knows the absolute truth. They claim that absolute truth is nothing but Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. It depends upon their own qualification, Lord reveals in different ways to them. Like a sun planet. For us, generally for the small kids, sun means what? Which illuminates, which gives light. But person who knows that sun does not mean only a light, but it is a circular planet which runs in his own orbit. Furthermore, there is some elevated person. What he thinks? That's not only the planet, but there is one personality who is known as a sun god. He has his own golden chariot. He has one charioteer who is known as Aruna. And he has 7 horses on his chariot. And he travels every day around the earth in his chariot. So what is meant by sun now? Sun is a planet which is a self-illuminating and which gives lights to the universe. But there is a predominating deity who is known as a sun god. So this is the full knowledge of sun. Then what about Bhagavan? Lord has his own effulgence, Prabha, which is known as a Brahmajyoti. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotishvashesha Vasudadi Vibhuti Binnam Tat Brahmanishkalam Anandamashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The bodily effulgence of the Lord, Tasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti, that illuminates hundreds and thousands of planets. So all the sun, moon and whatever you think in the universe that glitters, that gets that light from Brahmajyoti. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotishvash Vasudadi Vibhuti Binnam. There are thousands and millions of earthly planets and numerous of other planets. All they get illuminated by this Lord's effulgence. Tad Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam. That is Nishkalanka. It does not have any contamination. That's why it is known as a Brahma. Brahma means thing which is not contaminated with the modes of material nature. Even the Jiva in his Shuddha Swarupa, in his original constitutional position, is known as a Brahma. And Lord is known as a Parabrahma. So this is the one aspect of the Lord which Jnani, they seek the realization of Lord in this particular form. So this is Parabrahma. Then after, there is a more personal dealing with the Lord in his personal features in 400 form. And that is known as a Paramatma realization. The yogis who have given up everything, mentally as well as physically, and who has performed tremendous austerities and who are trying to get rid of physical identity as a man, woman, or animal, beast, etc. And who want to remain on the platform of the soul. Then they realize the existence of the Lord in everyone's heart as a Paramatma. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma sita samahita. The person who has controlled his mind with other senses can able to see the Supreme Personality of a Godhead who is sitting next to him. And that realization is known as a Paramatma realization. And going further, when the devotees who knows what is Brahman, who has attained the perfection to see Lord in everyone's heart as a Paramatma, not only in his heart, but every living entity's heart, when he has realized that. And Bhagavad Gita says that that person is very rare. Manushyanam sahasreshu kasyad yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kanshin mam veti tattvata. The rarest person, he knows the Lord as it is, as he is. Because Lord reveals himself to those who has a sincere desire to see him with a submissive attitude. Them he reveals. And who are constantly engaged in glorifying him, about hearing about him and serving him, they always remain in the association. Because Lord manifests himself in a different form. He manifests himself as a holy name. He manifests himself as the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that devotee can relish his association. So whenever you read Srimad Bhagavatam, what you are doing? You are associating with the Lord. As in this purport, Prabhupada has quoted from the first canto, 3rd chapter. Krishne swadhamopagate dharma jnanadhi sabha kalau dashta drishab eshaha purana arko adhuno uditaha. When Lord Sri Krishna, when he wind up his pastimes in this material world, and he left this, physically he left this material planet. That time he went along with the dharma, the religious principles. He has taken back the knowledge what he has given to long living entities. Dharma jnana adhi saha. He gone along with the knowledge and religious practices. Then what happened? Shukadeva Goswami explains here, Purana arako adhuno uditaha. This age of a Kali, where there is no knowledge, that means there is a ignorance, which is known as a darkness. And how that darkness will go away? Light. The knowledge which has created because of absence of knowledge will be illuminated by the Purana Arka. Arka has two meanings. One is essence and second is Surya. So here Srimad Bhagavatam works both ways. It works as the essence of all Vedic literature. It's a natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And second way, it works as a Surya, light, which gives you knowledge about the science of God, about God, His devotees, then whole cosmic manifestation, the interaction between Lord's different energies, and how ultimately one can go back to Godhead. That whole thing has explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why the Srimad Bhagavatam is known as Samam Bonam, the ultimate Ashraya. There is no one but Krishna is the ultimate shelter of everything. Because everything manifests from Him. Everything goes back to Him. So this is all about today's purport. So anyone has any question, any doubt, need to be clear. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry? See, as per the different grade of worshippers, Lord manifests Himself as a Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, Narayana, etc. This Narayana has another 3 incarnations, which is known as a Purusha incarnations. And one of them is a Shuradakshaya Vishnu. As a Paramatma, He resides in everyone's heart. So the yogis who knows this Lord in the 400 form, they are the worshippers of Narayana. Who believes that Lord is there in Vaikuntha and simultaneously who resides in everyone's heart. Then the Jnanis who tries to give up the bodily platform and elevate themselves on so they worship the Lord's impersonal feature, which is known as a Brahma, which is Nishkalanka Ashesha, which does not have any aim. Ananta. What? Brahma, not Brahma. That's not Brahma. Brahma. It's a Brahma, not Brahma. फिर से पढ़ो उसको क्या लिखा है डायलेक्टिक है उसके ऊपर आकार लगा है प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक इससे ब्रह्म क्योंकि उसके बाद पहले क्या डिस्कस हो रहा है ब्रह्म परमात्मा और भगवान इसके बारे में डिस्कस हो रहा है इट्स प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक नॉट नेसेसरी कंफ्यूजन मत करो इससे ब्रह्म नॉट ब्रह्म They liberate themselves. They get liberated. They go to Vaikuntha because they know the personal feature of the Lord. And whoever knows the personal feature of the Lord, they develop taste for the serving the Lord. That service may be in the different forms. And when that intimacy comes through service, that is then Bhagavan. So yogis, generally they attend the other 4 muktis like Sarupya, Sarupya, Sarpi, Samipya. And Sayujya is attended by Gyanis. That's why it is said that it's not permanent actually. In Brahma's prayer, Brahmaji says that Aruya Krichena Parampadam Tatha Patanti Adaha Anadrata Yushmada Padangre. Because Gyanis, they does not realize Lord's personal feature, and they do not worship the Lord's lotus feet. But they just fix their mind on the light. And because they have dishonored the lotus feet of the Lord, even though they are attained that highest position, they fall down. So Gyanis, unless and until they come in contact with the devotees, it's difficult for them to render devotional service. Because what happens with the Jnana, if you have too much knowledge, you lose the sense of personality. You lose the sense of relationship. Because it is related with the intelligence, not with the heart. So because of that, what happens, if you have too much knowledge and you are based on that tarka, generally people, they give more, they think about logic. And that logic, tarka, when it transforms into kutarka, you will not understand. And because of that, what happens? Heart becomes dry. In that dry heart, it's very difficult to sprout the Bhakti Lata Bija. Unless and until earth is fertile, nothing will grow in that. Like there is no water, there is no rain at all, there is a drought. So what happens? Earth becomes totally dry. And there you can't sow anything and can't come anything. So same way, too much knowledge that makes your heart dry. Yeah. Dry means what? You lose relationship. Whoever has ego, he tries to cut down everything. And what happens because of that? Your ego plumps up like anything. It becomes hot. So for Jnanis, it's very difficult to attain love of Godhead unless and until they come in association with the devotees of the Lord. So Chatushkumars, in the beginning, they were also dry speculators. They were Brahmavadis. They have realization of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Unless and until they came in contact with the devotees, like Prithu Maharaj, like Devarshi Narad, Lord Shiva. And directly when they came in touch with the Lord in the personal form, and when they smell the aroma of the tulsi leaves offered as lotus feet, that's considered as, then they become, actually their consciousness got totally transformed, and then they become devotees. So it is recommended, unless and until the Jnani comes in contact with the devotees, it's very tough for him to become a devotee. And we have an example, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Have you heard about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Yes. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who is considered as the incarnation of Brihaspati, priest or the Kula Guru for all the demigods. Deva Guru. And he was well known for the Vedanta, his scholarship in Vedanta. Most of the Mayavadi sannyasis, they used to get trained up by him in Mayavad philosophy. In the Vedanta Sutra commentary given by Shankara. Even though he was a Grihasthas, big sannyasis of Mayavadi Sampradaya, they used to come to him to learn Vedanta Sutra. And he used to teach them. When he came in contact with the Mahaprabhu, then his dry heart became fertile and Lord's devotions came out. So it's very tough for Brahmavadis to accept the Krishna consciousness. It's very tough. That's called as the last layer of Maya, because they wanted to merge into the Lordship and they claim themselves as a Lord then. That never happens. As per the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, Mamayamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Jiva is Sanatana and he is Ansha of the Lord. He never becomes Lord. Mayavadis or this Brahmavadis mind gets reeled there itself. It does not go beyond that. Actually, yesterday, there were two great personalities, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srivas Thakur. Gadadhar or Srivas? Are you sure? Oh, yeah, it's Gadadhar. Before that, there was a Srivas Thakur's appearance. I think that was on 10th. In 19th. That was on 19th. And yesterday, one is disappearance or appearance? Disappearance of Bhaktivinoda. See, being a Grihastha, if we want to understand how we can practically apply the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life, then we should read the biography of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is known as the Seventh Goswami. It's a wonderful book actually. By reading that, you will understand that, because most of the people, they put forward their argument that in this age, how is it possible to perform devotional service? There is so much of mess up. Huh? We don't have a time, we have to run our family, we have to go for our job and it's too exhaustive. We don't get a time to chant our rounds. Huh? How to manage this? Accepting devotional service, which is like a flowing against the current. And already you are in struggle at your place of work, at your house, the relationship with the family members. Everything is on stake actually. Everywhere there are problems. Huh? Maybe once in a year, maybe half an hour or maybe 15 minutes, we really think that now I am out of problem. Otherwise, nagging is always there from all the sides. Then how to do this devotional service? And Lord says that, Ma Manusmara Yudhacha, I have to remember Him and then I have to perform my activity. How I have to do this? That question comes in your mind or not? Huh? It happens, no? Mind gets so much bothered about all these things. For that, if you read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life, you will come to know that how one should use our own time for the Krishna consciousness. Generally, people they give excuse. Oh, they were liberated souls. They come for preaching, so it's not a big deal for them. Look at us. We are having a wife. We are having a kids. We are having our own family members. How many do you have? One wife, maximum 2 kids. 3 will be like this then. Huh? Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 1 wife and 5 kids. People give excuse, oh, we have a job, so we don't get a time to. Okay, what job do you have? Are you much more responsible to run the whole company, or you are the part of the company? One of the tiny employee who is working for something like a supervisor, something like a manager, maybe like a CEO. How much is you have to take care of? How many people? Not more than 100. If someone is a CEO, even that CEO does not have to take care of the thousands of. He has to look after for some particular thing, and others they are working for that. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a magistrate for West Bengal. Do you know what responsibility magistrates have? He is governor, next to governor. Governor is for the just title actually. The whole work is done by the magistrate. He has to look after administration of the state. He has to look after the justice, what the judicial arena of the state. He has to look after the education of the state. Everything. Personally, he is into that. Every day he has to deal with some criminal cases, some robbery, something or some not, and he has to give his own judgment without fail. And he was doing that. When he saw that this whole thing is becoming obstacle in his own personal service to their lordship, he thought of giving it up. He wrote a resignation and submitted it. And the excuse he gave that actually it's very difficult for me to travel every day more than the 25 miles. Back and forth it's like a 50 miles. And those days going that long means it's a really hassle. They never had cars or jets, nothing. That time they have to go by road, and road is also not a tar road or concrete road like today. If some rain comes and the tree falls down, then road is totally blocked. Then you have to wait unless the people will. Now this cranes will come and they will pick it up. No, people will come, they cut it into pieces, then they will remove everything. Everything takes a long time. And he said just to come to office and go back to home, it's taking us too much of time. So I'm sorry, I can't. Then the governor, he took that matter so seriously. Within a month, they laid down one railway track from his office to his house. And the British government, they were running 2 bogie and 1 engine train for picking up Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Kedarnath Babu or Kedarnath Dutt from his residence to his office. So can you imagine how important that person for the British government? Have you heard any of the political leader or influential personality of those days got such a facility from the Britishers? And you know Britishers, they don't give facility, they squeeze out the things from people. And they provided him that facility. Britishers has a tendency to exploit people. But here, they're providing a facility for that person. And he was so great actually, the way he was rendering all the services to their lordship. They were so much and so important that every day he used to spare 8 hours for his personal sadhana. 2 hours for the family, 6 hours for the work, and 4 hours to rest. 4 hours a day he used to take rest. He used to chant, he used to write his books. He wrote books in 5 different languages. And 125 books he wrote. Sanskrit, Bengali, Farsi, English, Odia. In all these languages he wrote books. And his books are considered as a supplementary for our Vedic literatures. You can understand that. And he had 5 sons. And one of that is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Vimal Prasad. He prayed their lordship that he needs some assistance, that someone can help him out to spread this love of Godhead, the message of Lord Chaitanya throughout the world. And he predicted when Prabhupada was born in 1896, that same day, he gave a prediction that one person will come. He will preach. And all the people from all the continent of earth, they will come on the Gaur Purnima day at Navadvip, and they will chant Jai Sachinandana Gaura. That same year, the life and percept of Lord Chaitanya, that was his book, went to the German. That was the starting of spreading this Krishna consciousness in the Western world. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur showed by his example that how Vaishnava lives and how he dies. Lastly, he took Vanaprastha and stayed in Jagannath Puri. Actually, he was the first person who was appointed as a superintendent for Jagannath Puri temple by government, because he did such a great work and he was very much against the hypocrisy. Those days, so-called, so many Gaudiya Sampradayas were there, Sahajiyas. On the name of spirituality, they were enjoying their senses like anything. And because of that, the whole movement and preaching of Lord Chaitanya was considered as a beggar's religion. Or they are just doing it to satisfy their senses, nothing else. Lot of Babaji on the name of Guru-disciple thing, they used to exploit young widows. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he stood against that. And he fought. He suffered a lot for that. There was one person who was a Bishak Singh. He was claiming himself as a Lord Narayan or Mahavishnu's incarnation. When Bhakti Vinod Thakur caught him and put him into the jail, he was a great black magician. So staying in jail, he started working on his sons, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's sons, who were very small that time, and his wife, all they got sick. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because of his tremendous attachment for Srimad Bhagavatam and full faith in the holy name of the Lord, he took shelter of that holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. So he never got suffered. Actually, he also suffered a lot physically. And then he asked this police constables that just cut out all the hairs of this Bishak Singh. And when he was shaved, he lost all his potencies. And then all they got recovered. On the stake of his own life, he was struggling against this irreligious imposters. He was the first person who introduced the education, English education in Odisha. He was the first person because of whose endeavor today we know the birthplace of Lord Gauranga. Yogapith was discovered by him. And that's why this person is known as a sixth Goswami. At the fag end of her life, he took a Babaji initiation and he remained in Jagannath Puri and took Samadhi there itself. great Vaishnava saints those days, who are Vairagis, they used to come and listen his classes. They used to come and discuss philosophical points. He was such a great soul. And Prabhupada says, on their appearance or disappearance day specifically, when we offer prayers to them, they answer that prayers. And because of their mercy, we can make progress in our spirituality. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. There is another appearance tree of Gadadhar Pandit. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he started worship of Gaur Gadadhar. As we have a Gaur Nitai deities on the altar, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he used to worship the deities of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Prabhu. Because Gadadhar Prabhu is none other than the expansion of Srimati Radharani in Gaur Leela. And Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. So he used to worship Gaur Gadadhar in that Jugala Swarupa. Gadadhar Pandit was so much attached to Mahaprabhu. He took sannyas. He came to Jagannath Puri with Mahaprabhu. And when he came to Jagannath Puri, he took a Kshetra sannyas. Kshetra sannyas means the person who never goes out of that place. So when Mahaprabhu wanted to go for a South India Yatra, because of his separation, he wanted to also go along with Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, no. Whatever vow you have taken, you follow that. So be at one place. But because always you will be absorbed in my thoughts, I will not leave you. Because Mahaprabhu, when he was staying in Jagannath Puri, every day without fail he used to go to Gadadhar Pandit's place, which is known as a Kota Gopinath Mandir nowadays. There is a wonderful deity of Gopinathji who used to stand with Radharani. But as the advanced age of Gadadhar Pandit, he was not able to stand and worship the deity, Gopinathji. By seeing his pathetic physical condition, Lord Gopinath, he sat down. Even today also, if you go and see, have a darshan of Toda Gopinathji, the pujari will show you, if you give some extra dakshina to him. He will show you that how Gopinathji is sitting in Padmasana. And there is a small crack on his knees. Because when the deity sat down, because Ridya is meant out of a stone, it got a little bit cracked there. So Lord himself, to take service from Gadadhar, he sat up. That's a very beautiful form of a Gopinathji. And in my life, actually, this temple has a unique, what we can say, experience there. Because that was the first place where I did a kirtan, where I laid the kirtan, started from that place. It's amazing and potential place. Even today, if you go there, you will feel it is so vibrant. Because Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit, they used to read Srimad Bhagavatam for 6 hours. Sometimes continuous for the whole day. And especially the Dhruva, the pastimes of Dhruva and pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj. Because these are two upakhyans or stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. They were so dear to Mahaprabhu that he used to again and again hear them. And Gadadhar Pandit was so much absorbed in that. He used to incessantly cry when he used to Srimad Bhagavatam. There is his personal copy still there of Srimad Bhagavatam. You will see, because of his tears from his eyes, few of the letters they got washed away. That his original copy is still there in that temple. There is a next to that Tota Gopinath temple. There is a one Gaudiya temple, they have preserved that copy there. And Gadadhar Pandit was very much dear to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So here we can say, whoever got attached to Srimati Radharani and her expansions, they made a tremendous advancement in spirituality. So if you really want to make progress in the spiritual life, then pray at the lotus feet of Gadadhar Pandit and his worshipper, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Then definitely the attachment for Lord Gauranga's lotus feet, the attachment for Nityananda's lotus feet will develop in our heart. And once that heart gets attached to these two personalities, definitely nothing is going to stop you going back from Bhakti. So let's pray at the lotus feet of both the personalities that they should become more merciful to us and give their blessings so that we can progress in our spiritual life. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki, Srila Gadadhar Pandit Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much.